sa topic na ang pag-aasawa bilang isang regalo ng Diyos sa tao. Ano pong pangalan ninyo? Magandang binibini.
Fel Abanilia.
Okay, Miss Abenilia na lang pong tawag ko sa inyo. Magandang binibini.
Hello po.
Okay. How old are you, Miss Abenilia?
I'm 20 years old.
Okay, 20 years old. Ano po ulit course ninyo? At anong year na po kayo?
I'm studying Bachelor's of Special Needs Education, major in Early Childhood Education. Third year na ako ngayon.
Wow, nakakatuwa naman po. So, balak po ninyo mag-SPED teacher para makatulong sa ating society, para matulungan yung mga taong with special needs, right?
Yes, tama-tama.
Okay. May asawa na po kayo, ma'am?
Oo, wala. Pero meron akong boyfriend.
Okay. Ano po yung mga characteristics or traits ang nagustuhan ninyo sa inyong boyfriend?
Unang-una kasi kinikip niya ako down to earth. So kapag merong matulungin na may kailangan na taong tulong, tutulungan, maging humble, maging mabait, at maging responsible akong tao kahit kanino or kung kahit ano ba naman yan.
Wow, nakakatuwa naman po yung magagandang traits na nagustuhan ninyo sa inyong boyfriend. Ano na po ba yung mga future plans po ninyo para sa inyong pamilya balang araw?
So far kasi, ang naiisip ko pa lang is syempre magka-family, magka-isang dalawang anak, at saka syempre maging okay yung buhay naming apat or sana apat kami sa family. Ganun. Maging stable kami at maging contented kami sa buhay namin.
Okay, nakakatuwa naman po. Bakit kaya ang sex ay pinagkaloob lamang sa mag-asawa?
Sa aking paniniwala, ang sex kasi is something na dapat ginagawa lang ng dalawang taong mahal at isa't isa. Kasi ang kalabasan kasi ng sex obviously is merong baby, and you have to have that kind of responsibility when you have a baby. So, for you to have sex, when it comes to married couples, dapat you have to take on to that responsibility, and obviously dapat you're supposed to have respect sa buhay ng bata, and you can't have that if kung hindi kayo mag-asawa. Kasi when you say mag-asawa kayong dalawa, that's a commitment, that's a universal thing, that's a everlasting thing. So you need respect and commitment when it comes to that, kasi obviously merong kalabasan yung mangyayari, and that's something beautiful, which is a baby.
Okay, gustong-gusto ko po inyong mga kasagutan. So, ayon sa Biblia, ang pag-aasawa ay isang sagradong bagay na ipinagkaloob ng Diyos sa tao. Ito ay bunsod ng pagmamahalan ng dalawang opposite sex. Ano po mako-comment nyo doon, ma'am?
I think it's very important kasi na i-uphold yun, kasi most especially since we're Catholics or we're Christians, dapat i-uphold natin yung saying ni God or ni Jesus, because guide siya kung paano natin gawin yung anong tama, kung anong dapat ang ginagawa natin sa earth, kasi obviously sila yung nagbigay sa atin ng mission dito. So we have to use yung mga guidelines or yung Bible sa pag-apply natin sa buhay natin, so that we could live out yung mission na tinask sa atin ni God tsaka ni Jesus. So yun, importante talaga siya.
Okay, gustong-gusto ko po inyong mga kasagutan, ma'am. Pero po, naalala nyo po, nabasa nyo po ba sa Biblia na pinakasimula pa lang, nilalang ng Diyos si Adan, at binigyan ng Diyos si Adan ng katuwang na ang pangalan ay Eva. Ano po masasabi niyo doon sa senaryong gano'n na pinakaunang nilikha ng Diyos si Adan at binigyan siya ng katuwang, at bakit binigyan ng Diyos ng katuwang si Adan?
Kasi in my perspective kasi, the reason why God gave Adam first is because I think he himself, or he has a son, he's gonna have a son that's a guy. So I think that's why yun yung una niyang inuna, it's a male. And I think na it's obviously going to be lonely if you do out your mission kapag ikaw lang mag-isa. So I think that's why God made Adam a partner, which is Eve, para hindi siya maingganyo siya sa buhay niya, para maingganyo siya i-carry out yung mission na sinet ni God para sa kanila. So I think na God, in summary, God gave Adam to us na una, it's because he wanted a person who's strong enough and strong-willed enough na gawin yung missions na kailangan niya, na isasabihin niya sa atin na gawin dito sa earth.
Okay, tumpak na tumpak po ang inyong mga kasagutan. So, nilikha ng Diyos si Eva para maging katuwang ni Adan, para may katulong si Adan, at the same time, para may mamahalin din si Adan, right?
Yes po, tamang-tama.
Okay. Sa pangalawa nating katanungan, sa iyo bang palagay, ang pag-aasawa ba ay basta pagsasama lang ng dalawang tao at bakit?
Sa perspective ko kasi, hindi lang siya kasing dali na sabihin na boyfriend ko yung isang tao. Kasi kapag sinabi mo kasing mag-asawa, commitment siya eh. Like what I was saying kanina, it's a big responsibility and commitment. Kasi kapag mag-boyfriend ka, obviously, kasi wala kang masyadong commitment and responsibility sa isa't isa. Kasi you're not together forever. That's why, when you say kasi mag-asawa, you have that responsibility, not naman to have a family, but you have a responsibility to one another, to take care of one another for forever. And you need to have that commitment. Because you're supposed to respect one another, you're supposed to love one another. And it's a different type of respect and love if you say that you're married to one person. So, yun.
Okay. Tumpak na tumpak tong inyong kasagutan, ma'am. Ano po bang standard na binigay ng Diyos para maging legal ang pag-aasawa?
I think the most important thing, obviously, is that you have to be married in a church. I think that's the most important thing for me. Na I think it doesn't matter, in my perspective, it doesn't matter if you're married by state. What matters is you're married by religion. Kasi religion's universal eh. If you say that you're a Catholic and you're married by church, every Catholic country or every Christian country, every Muslim country or whatever it is, you're going to be married. But kapag nandito ka lang na married dito ka lang sa Philippines, that means you're just married here. So it's that important, yung pag-marriage mo sa church. So, yan.
Okay, tumpak na tumpak po ang inyong kasagutan. So, ay yung pag-aasawa at talagang mahalaga siya na may tamang standard. Yung dapat ikasal muna, hindi yung magli-live-in. Kasi gaya ng sabi mo, ito ay patunay ng isang commitment. Right?
Yes. It's a commitment and responsibility to one another. So, yeah.
Okay, dito sa Bible text na babasahin ko sa Matthew 19:6, so that they are no longer two but one flesh. Therefore, what God has yoked together, let no man put apart. In Tagalog, in Mateo 19:6, kaya hindi na sila dalawa, kundi isang laman. Kaya ang pinagsama ng Diyos ay huwag paghiwalayin ng sinumang tao. Ano po ba yung napansin ninyo sa Bible verse na ito?
Ay, napansin ko most especially kasi is yung so that they are no longer two. I think that basically explains what the whole marriage is. You share responsibility, you share commitment, you share your love together, you share your entire life together, you share a house, you share everything. So that's true. Marriage is when you combine two people who are endlessly and ultimately in love with one another, and they're bound by that love to create another type of love, which is a baby. So, ang una-una ko naisip dun sa verse na yon, that's how powerful love is, and that's how important it is that no man should really interfere with that type of love, because that's how important and powerful love is.
Okay, tumpak na tumpak po ang inyong kasagutan. Ang galing po to, sa totoo lang po. Napansin nyo po ba sa Bible, sa tekstong ito, na iisang laman na sila, one flesh? Naranasan nyo na po ba na mahiwa nyo yung sarili nyong laman? Let us say na nahiwa nyo po yung braso nyo ng kutsilyo, ganon. Ano po kaya mararamdaman nyo o mararamdaman nyo kung mahiwa nyo yung sarili nyong laman?
So, syempre masasaktan ako. Pero honestly kasi nung sinabi mo yung one flesh, naisip ko nung bago-bago pa lang kami ng boyfriend ko, syempre ayoko yung magkahiwalay kaming dalawa. So, parang ganun na din yun eh. Kahit boyfriend ko pala siya, hindi ko pa lang siya asawa. Ngayon pa lang, ayoko na magkahiwalay kaming dalawa. Kasi together na kami eh. Yun yung parang importance ng marriage. Signify niya na statement siya and paper siya na sinasabi na hindi na kayong dalawa maghihiwalay. So masakit kapag obviously mahihiwalay, makakat ako or ganon. But it's super important kasi na hindi talaga kayo maghiwalay. Kasi magtutulungan talaga kayo sa mission nyo and everything that's given to you by God. So, yun.
Napakagandang kasagutan po, ma'am. So, kagaya nga po ng sinabi nyo kanina, iisang laman na kayo. Ibig sabihin, kapag may problema si asawang babae, problema na rin ni Mr., right?
Yes. You share that responsibility. And I think, just like you said, we're one flesh. We solve things together and we help one another through that marriage or through that relationship that we have.
Okay, tumpak na tumpak po. So sa hirap man at ginhawa, ang dalawang mag-asawa ay nandyan pa rin, tinutulungan, nagmamahalan, nimamahal nilang isa't isa, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Paano po ba may papamalas ang tunay na pagmamahal o pag-ibig para sa inyo? Sa inyong perspektibo.
Anong meaning mong malas? Anong meaning nun?
Yung paano may papamalas show.
Show.
Paano may papamalas ang wagas na pag-ibig sa pagitan ng dalawang nagmamahalan?
I think the most important thing is you show yourself as a unit, na kahit anong bang mangyayari sa'yo, merong kang taong kasama mo. Merong taong tutulong sa'yo, you have someone to talk to. Kasi obviously communication is very important when it comes to relationships. And when you have a problem, you get to tell your partner. So the way you show it to other people is that you have good communication, you accept one another, and most importantly is you show yourself na kaya naming dalawa. Kahit ano ba naman yan. Kasi kaming dalawa eh. Parang ganun ba naman. So, yun.
Okay. Tumpak na tumpak po ang inyong kasagutan. So, ang pag-ibig ay hindi siya nabibigo kasi pinapakita yung wagas na pagmamahalan. Dumating man yung mahirap na pagsubok, mareresolba at hindi sila maghiwalay, right?
Yes, tamang-tama.
Okay. Sa sumunod na question natin, sa ibang palagay, ano kahulugan para sa iyo ng sagradong bagay ang pag-aasawa? Sacred, banal, malinis?
Ano ba sa'yo palagay ang kahulugan? I think kasi na trust is very important in a relationship. So, ang pinaka-sacred, I think, sa relationship is communication, trust, and respect. Acceptance pa din. Kasi, if you uphold that, kahit ano ba naman yan, mapag-uusapan nyo, accept mo yung mistakes ng ibang tao, yung partner mo, accept mo yan kasi mahal mo yung taong yon. As important is you talk to one another, you communicate, you respect their opinions, and they should be respecting yours. So, it's important that kahit ano ba naman yung stand ng partner mo, dapat i-respetuhin mo yon. Kasi sure ako, yung partner mo, a right partner would respect your decision as well. As long as there's communication and respect.
Napakahusay na kasagutan po. So kasi yung ibang tao, parang ang pananaw nila sa pag-aasawa, parang nilalaro-laro lang nila. Parang opposite nito, hindi sacred. Hindi banal yung turing nila. Mag-aasawa tapos maghiwalay din, hahanap ng iba, mga ngaliwa. Ano po makokomento nyo doon sa mga taong ganon?
Kasi sadly, honestly, napapansin ko sa ibang tao, yun ang ginagawa, yun ang inaano nila sa relationship ngayon. Tinetest nila kung ano yung gusto nila. Yeah, that's right. But you have to know that once you get into a relationship, it's actually because you see a future with that type of person. You don't get into a relationship kasi gusto mo may lumilibre sa'yo, may naghahatid sundo sa'yo. That's not how a relationship works. You get into a relationship because you see your life with that type of person. You see your future with that type of person. Hindi lang siya yung future na pares kayo mag-graduate. Hindi yung ganong future. Future as in, you see yourself na nag-work kayong dalawa tapos nagtutulungan kayo. Nagtatrabaho ka, pinagluluto ka niya. It's that type of relationship na hindi lang in the next 3 years but to the fact that in the next 10, 20 years, siya pa din ang kasama mo. That's what having a husband or having a wife should be. Because ngayon kasi, I'm pretty sure most people get a boyfriend kasi best friend nila may boyfriend, yung kaibigan nila may boyfriend, and that's not that they're ruining what a relationship should be, and they're ruining their own experiences because of it kasi they just want a boyfriend. But I don't think that's right.
Okay, gustong-gusto ko po talaga pong napakagagaling ng inyong mga kasagutan. Sa prinsipyo ng Diyos, ano kaya para sa iyo ang saligan ng diborsyo?
I think kasi talaga, before you get into marriage, there's counseling. And I know some churches uphold that. So, I think kasi that's when the priest asks you if you're really ready to spend the rest of your life with that type of person. So, yeah, that's important. But I think it's important din kung ano yung dahilan kung bakit ng divorce. Kasi, alam mo, pwede naman kasi yung hindi pwede kasi yung minahal ko siya ngayon tapos bukas hindi na. There has to be a specific reason for it. Kasi obviously, you're not, most especially in marriage, you're not just breaking a person's heart, but what if may bata pang kasama? What if there's a dog involved? Or what if there's so many factors to it? But in my stand about divorce, one should be sure when it comes to marriage. And if it does reach that point na sobrang sure nga kayo and you have to have a divorce, I think a reasonable excuse would suffice. But it has to be with the fact that grabe yung dahilan. Hindi lang yung basta-basta lang na maayos sa pag-uusap. Parang ganon.
Okay. Kaya love takes time, right?
Yes. Basta, kasi whatever problem you have, I think it could be fixed with communication. Yun lang naman yung nasisira when it comes to relationships. Nahihiya siyang sabihin, natatakot siyang sabihin. You have to talk it out because just like you said, love takes time. Kasi what if meron nga mga tao in another countries, there are people who have divorced but get back together afterwards. You can't just think irrationally and out of feelings and impulse. You have to really talk it out, communicate with one another with it. Kasi you're a couple, you're married. That's what sa hirap at ginhawa means. Whatever it is, you're supposed to be there with one another. You're responsible with the feelings and the life of one another. That's what marriage is.
Okay, gustong-gusto ko po ang inyong mga kasagutan. So, sa iba kasi, ayun, maaga sila nag-iwalay, kahit mababaw lang yung rason. Pero kasi sa saligan ng diborsyo, sa Bible, may 3 saligan ng divorce. Una, kapag nangaliwa, ay tinatawag nating immorality, sexual immorality. Pangalawa, heavy violence o yung pang-aabusong physical, pang-aabusong sexual. Pwede na kayong mag-divorce noon kasi ano na yon, higit pa sa kumbaga parang hindi reasonable yung ganong bagay. Pangatlo, ang kamatayan lang ang tanging makapaghihiwalay sa mag-asawa. Ano po makokomento nyo doon sa 3 saligan ng diborsyo?
Kasi that's exactly what I was pointing out kanina. Just like what I was saying, obviously there has to be reasonable excuses or reasonable reasons or reasons as to why a couple should have divorce. So it's nice to know that now, kasi obviously now ko lang siya nalaman. It's nice to know that even the Bible or God himself is the one that already said it, most especially since I'm not entirely sure kapag ngayon pa lang or there's even some countries ngayon pa lang na nag-a-allow ng divorce. So it's nice to know that God is giving other people second chances at love.
Okay, gustong-gusto ko po ang inyong mga kasagutan. Sa sumunod na question natin, bakit mahalaga na gampanan ng mag-asawa ang kanilang responsibility sa isa't isa para maging matagumpay ang kanilang pagsasama?
I think, just like what I was saying kanina, responsibility is very important to one another. Kasi, you're supposed to be taking care of one another. Kasi, when you say responsibility, a married couple shares a house. Example, a married couple shares a house, okay? You're supposed to be sharing that responsibility for you to be able to live together. Okay? So when you share that responsibility, it's not just rent, it's not just housing, you have to pay for groceries. It's the fact that responsibility in taking care of the baby, in the taking care of one another. So it's important for you to live up to that responsibility because that's what a couple should be. They're sharing that responsibility so that they could make each other's lives better. Kasi they're working as one unit. They're working technically as one flesh. So it's important that they share that responsibility as a couple because it makes their life basically easier and more flourishing kasi nagtutulungan kayong dalawa. Yan.
Okay, tumpak na tumpak po ang inyong mga kasagutan. So may babasahin po akong 2 Bible verse. Sa una, sa English, sa Ephesians or Efeso 5:23, because a husband is head of his wife, just as the Christ is head of the congregation. In Tagalog, ang asawang lalaki ang ulo ng kanyang asawang babae. So ano po masasabi ninyo sa tekstong ito? bakit kaya ang asawang lalaki ang ulo ng asawang babae?
Kasi honestly, kasi I grew up in a very feminist household. So I get God's perspective kasi obviously a man is supposed to be taking care of his family. I get that. But I think we're in that generation already that there are stay-at-home husbands, there are stay-at-home dads. And yes, a husband should have that responsibility first, but it has to come at the end of the day, it has to be equal dapat siya. It's not just, ikaw yung lalaki, ikaw gumawa nito. It's not like that anymore. I'll just give an example. Sino ba? Wala akong maisip. Pero, basically, it could be a husband doesn't have a job, a wife has a job. So meaning ba nun, kahit hirap na yung asawa, yung lalaking asawa, hindi niya na pagbibigyan yung asawa niyang babae magtulong sa pamilya? I don't think so. Because the world today is evolving. Yeah, it's hard. Kasi obviously there are still guys here there that are very masculine about their responsibilities and who wouldn't give up becoming a gentleman to other girls. But I don't think that's how it is today. We're supposed to be very accepting of the fact that ladies today or girls today can live up to the expectations of the guys could and will, what the guys could do. So, yes, the husband is the head of the family. He should make the responsibilities, but it depends on the family that you're in. In my family, my mom has the final word. My dad's scared of my mom. Not because she's scary, but because my dad is working, so my mom makes the decisions around the house. It depends. A guy shouldn't be scared if a girl is more stronger or has more income for the family. You should see it as a light that a girl is capable of taking care of herself, not just her kids but her husband as well. So,
okay, tumpak na tumpak po ang inyong mga kasagutan. So, sa last na Bible verse natin, sa unang Pedro 3:1, mga asawang babae, magpasakop kayo sa inyong mga asawang lalaki. So, ano pong makokomento ninyo sa tekstong ito? Unang Pedro 3:1.
Just like what I was saying, kasi the Bible is the guideline of how we're supposed to be living out our lives. So, not that we're gonna take it literal into context, but I think it just means, mababaw kasi ang understanding ko ng Tagalog. So, ang intindi ko kasi sa kanya is, girls every now and then should give into guys, not into the fact of sexual relationships or having relationships at all, but to the fact that girls should be able to have that responsibility to let the guy take in charge of what their relationship should be and what their life should be. Kasi just like in Epheso, the Bible verse that you said earlier, they are still the men of the household. They're sa Filipino metaphor, sila yung pillars ng bahay yata. Sila yata yon. So they're the ones who should be able to give responsibility to the women, and not just to the women but to their children as well. That's why sinasabi dito sa 1 Pedro 3 verse 1 that women should be able to give that opportunity to guys to be able to have that opportunity to take charge into what their life should be. Kasi that's how guys are programmed to be. Like example, when we buy something, my boyfriend will just be like, no, I'll pay for it. Pero ako, I can pay for it. But I have to give it to him every now and then because that's his, I don't know, survival instinct, or that's how he was grown up to be. He grew up being a gentleman, that like carrying my bag. I can carry my own bag, but I have to give in to him because that's what he wants to make my life better. He wants to carry my bag. So my understanding of that, every now and then, yes, we're strong, independent, and resilient women. But every now and then, we have to give in to the person that we love. Kasi obviously, they just want to help or they just want to take care of us as well. Yun.
Hey, tumpak na tumpak po ang inyong mga kasagutan. Ano po ba ang sikreto sa inyo ng kagandahan, ma'am?
Wala. Tulog, I guess. Tulog tsaka madaming tubig. Yun lang.
Okay. Mother tongue nyo na po ba English dati o may lahi po kayong foreigner, American, mga ganon, Chinese?
I grew up kasi kinder to grade 12, English yung school ko, and then my family is based sa States. Pero hindi ako American or whatever. Nung college lang ako nagtagalog kasi yun, I studied in a university. So, yun. Doon lang, kaya medyo mababaw yung intindi ko na ng Tagalog kasi nga hindi ako fluent in Tagalog. So, yun.
Sa totoo nga po, napakahusay nyo po. Very talented po kayo. Mabilis po kayo matuto, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Sana mas malalim pa yung matutunan ko ng Tagalog.
Sige, thank you po. God bless po. Kaway-kaway naman po kayo, ma'am.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.